Hello and welcome to Thursday Night Modern at GameSwap Mason, Ohio. We got, for the first round here, we got Chuck on Affinity and Brent on Nauseam. I'm Robert Meadows and I'll be doing commentary here for you guys tonight. My partner should be here eventually. I have no idea where he is. I hope he didn't, nothing bad happened to him on his way here. I'm texting him as we speak. But we got Nauseam versus Affinity. From what I know, the Affinity player, it really depends if the Affinity player can see Blink Moth of how fast they can race the Nauseam, because if you go for an infect kill against Nauseam players, they, like, their way of stalling through Friction and Life says nothing. So infect is very effective against Nauseam because Friction and Life doesn't really stop infect. But basically for the first few turns, we're going to see Brent cantripping and trying to find pieces to kill him on turn, to kill Chuck here on turn 4, or whenever this Lotus Bloom is cast, pretty much. But on Chuck's side, we got a Var Scourge, Mox Opal, Blink Moth start, so not the fastest of a start, and probably not the kind of start Chuck was looking for in this kind of matchup. But hopefully with this Arcbound Ravager that will be changing. I mean, Signal Pass does help also, because next turn he's going to be swinging for a chunk of damage. And then we do have the Thought Cast, which can't be cast right now, but I'm pretty sure it's just 1 blue to draw 2 cards, which is pretty strong. So we're probably just going to see the life totals be 19-19 here. Because, oh, okay. Chuck's just going to okay, Chuck realizes he doesn't have much time, so he's just going to put Brent on a 4-turn clock, which I don't know how effective that's going to be here in this situation. Because based on what I see on Brent's hand, when that Lotus Bloom becomes castable, I think Chuck's is probably dead. I could be wrong, because I see multiple Angel Graces, so like, and yeah, I think the second this Angel Grace, this Lotus Bloom becomes castable, Chuck is just dead. So here, like, Brent doesn't have to do anything, I'm pretty sure, this turn, because he's like, well, I'm not dead. I mean, he's just going to cantrip just in case, which is the right play to do here. Because, like, he's always thinking, like, yeah, what if he has Chuck has a main deck counterspell of some sort in his deck, so I think I would just top that. Okay. I mean, just top the, okay, he has a pack in hand, that's why he didn't keep it there. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So, basically, Chuck could be like, yo, I gotta, like, Brent can just say, yo, you gotta kill me this turn, if not, you're dead. Like, Chuck's doing all the right things, he's like, sometimes he's just dead in Magic, and that sucks. I mean, Brent does have to think through this. I don't know how hard thinking is. So you're just going to see the Adnaz kill here. I'm 95, like the Lightning Storm kill, because right now Brent has 6 mana, so he can Angel Grace Adnaz and be fine. Yep. Alright, so hey, Chuck, a little unfamiliar with Nauseam. I mean, that's fine. Nauseam's not that as popular as it used to be. What Nauseam says, basically, you reveal cards from your library, and you lose life to equal to the CMC, and you repeat this process as many times as you want, pretty much. So since Brent casts Angel's Grace, he's going to be at like -500 or some absurdly number that normally most people would be dead at. But Angel's Grace lets him survive because Angel Grace has text that you can't lose this turn. So yeah, Now Brent's just going to show him the kill. He's going to exile 3 semi-spirit guys and cast a card called Lightning Storm, which has attacks. It deals 3 to someone. And while Lightning Storm is like a weird, it's a spell with an activated ability, which is weird as hell. Okay, so what you do is you cast Lightning Storm, and any player may like pitch lands to add counters to it. And what that means is for every land is like additional 2 damage. So every land is a shock based on the bolt damage. So here, he's going to have 13 lands because 3 minus 28 is 25, and any 2 number is 13. So technically, it's a possibility Brent does not have 13 lands in his deck, but I'm 100% positive he does. And if Chuck, like, one thing you do again at Nauseam is you can start holding lands yourself. It typically doesn't work because they probably have more lands than you do in their deck. Bring up Lightning Storm, Stream Runner, because I'm pretty sure it does 3 plus X, where X is the number of land. Like, 3 plus X times 2, where X is the number of lands. Like, I'm pretty sure it says that, Stream Runner. Alright, Brent, choose the right target. I'm so proud of him. So, some neat things you can do against Ad Nauseam, if you're playing Merfolk, and you have Cura Great Glassspinner, you can violate Cura in response to Ad Nauseam. And what will happen is, if you have a land in hand, you can just pitch the land to target Cura, and eventually it's going to the Lightning Storm is going to get countered, which is a cool trick. So, sideboard in here, Brent might just bring in some fog effects to slow down Chuck, just get a few more turns, and I can see Chuck, depending on his sideboard, he probably has like some number of counter magic and discard spells, which is always good against these combo strategies in general, not just Ad Nauseam itself. Leyline Sanctity, I don't assume Chuck has it, but I've seen weird things out of Affinity sideboard before. And Leyline is just a way to prevent the Lightning Storm kill. Edna's typically can have the Lab Man kill, which is another way to kill people. But while you're here, you can always check out the Top Deck Production stream here. I mean, you probably are since you're here, unless you're watching this video on YouTube. If you are, good job. Thank you for supporting us on YouTube. But you can check this out on Twitter, Facebook, and all that other jazz. But currently, we have several articles on our Top Deck Production site, if you're curious about that as well. We have articles written by me, by Matt Minier, Jake Valentine, the Gregorian Master himself, Michael Farrell, if you're all about that jazz. We have done... What else is there? There's like... We have some versus videos. Like, we have a lot of stuff coming, I swear. And I hope you guys know that. But currently we are a very modern-focused stream, because modern is a great format. We are located here at GameSwap Mason, Ohio, if you didn't catch that before. And basically, GameSwap Mason has a variety of card games, singles, and all that jazz in stock. We have some Munchkin games, if you're a big fan of Munchkin, and all that jazz. And we just have a lot of things you can do there's a lot of things you can do here if you visit GameSwap Mason, Ohio, other than play Magic the Gathering. And I know Magic the Gathering is not that fun of a game sometimes, trust me. I know, I've been there. Sometimes I just want to quit the game. But I never do, because I spent way too much money on this game. Like, there's Munchkin, there's like several demo games if you and your friends are interested in trying to board game out. I know Eric and I, you may have seen him on Top Deck Production on the stream here before too. We just spent like an hour playing Exploding Kittens, and that was a blast. But Chad, how are you tonight? Well, doing this by myself wasn't as easy as I thought. But you know what? We'll get there. Currently, so getting into game two, like I said, Brent probably brought in some number of fog effects. But like I said, game two, cyborg games of modern art can sometimes be a snore fest because sometimes it's about seeing the cyborg hate cards, and it just to prevent like non-interactive games of Magic, or people just don't get to play Magics. So heading on to game two here, like I said multiple times, I'm sorry. So Chuck just wants to be fast. He wants to beat down Brent and maybe have disruption. The Ink Moth Nexus plan is very reliable here because the Ad Nauseam deck typically does not have a lot of removal since they have to facilitate finding their cards to combo off or the combo pieces in general. Sideboard, they do have some disruption, like sometimes a Damnation. I've seen Dragonlord Jamoka before, so because it's like Grand Arbor effect that is a big clock as well. Ooh, Brent drew the Lightning Storm. Why that is important, because Lightning Storm, that leaves Lightning Storm very vulnerable to discard. You actually never want to draw Lightning Storm. Stubborn Nile is very good in the Affinity deck. It's a way to have, since they can typically get one creature very huge, it's a way to get a very powerful creature. Like, they can get a very powerful creature to turn that Stubborn Nile into a 1-mana negate, which is very strong. I've lost that card many times from Affinity players because I was not respecting it. So here Brent is just going to probably cantrip of some sort, or just do nothing. Maybe ramp a little with Pentad Prism. But he didn't do anything, and that's like a good sign here for Chuck, or a very bad sign, because that just means Brent could just have everything in his hand that he's needed, and it's like, yeah, I just gotta survive, man. It's that easy. So Chuck's just want to keep playing artifacts, trying to make this Arcman Ravager very large and activate an Overseer, and all that jazz. Like, he's just trying to put pressure on him, and that's what he's supposed to do in this matchup. All right, and I don't think Brent, like, Chuck's not going to care about anything. That's not like Adnaz or anything huge with the Stubborn Denial here. So, yeah, Brent just cast Peer Through Depths to look for cards. Very, very good effect. Peer Through Depths is a good card, and all that jazz. Alright, so Brent's just playing lands. I think he just has a kill in hand. So as long as he survives this turn, he's fine. Because, like I said, the Ad Nauseam deck just needs to survive, and it'll be fine. It really depends if... I think I saw a few pack negations in Brent's hand, because Brent may be aware that the Affinity deck does bring counter magic for this matchup. So he may have just brought in counter magic, like kept in the packs of his own. And I do think I see a pack negation in his hand. Yeah, I think I do. So, sorry about that. As long as, like, Brent can survive this turn, he probably wins. And so, let's do some quick maths. Okay, man's not hot, all that jazz. So, here's what's going to happen. Chuck can animate Ink Moth Nexus, activate Overseer, go 3 on Arcbound, 2, so 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's one short. Dang. Alright, alright, that's solid. Alright, so yeah. We have Chuck. So as I count right now, he can only get to 9 infect, I think, because Overseer 5, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, based on the artifacts that are in play right now. So unless Chuck has a... Wait, no, he is cranial plated. He has exactly 10 infect if he plays his cranial plated. He doesn't need to equip it. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, if Brent has double counterspell, is Lightning Storm an instant? I forget that. Can you check that up? Oh. Because 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, like, he does not have lethal. Okay. Chuck's just putting Brent on a turn clock. Like, if he doesn't kill... If Brent doesn't kill Chuck this turn, he's dead probably. Unless there's a fog effect. Alright, Chuck not countering that. Oh, okay. I think Brent just has it here. Alright. So... Yeah, Chuck can after Angel Grace resolves. Alright, now, I think the pack negation is going to shine right here. Alright, and I think Brent's just going to have it here. Chuck's like, alright, you have it, man. Alright, he had the Lightning Storm in the entire time. So, holding priority. Good job, Brent. I'm proud of you. Alright, and that'll be it for round 1. If I can get a match for round 2, I'll try. Another match for round 1, I'll try. It appears something happened to my fellow commentator and he can't make it tonight. And so, hopefully I can drag someone out from the plane. I don't know. Yay. I'll see what I can do. Alright, guys. See you next round.
Rotten eggs and all, man.